What's up, FFC? It's Monty, Flavien, whatever you want to call me. And I decided to start this new show with my good friend Tillur. Y'all might know him as the #1 SSF2 player in North America. And basically, I wanted us to interview a bunch of different people because I feel like the SSF2 community and all the people that have come in and out of it are some pretty interesting people. And also on top of that, I wanted to make sure the show itself was interesting as well. So there's this unique twist on it. So basically, me and Tillur come through with about 3 questions each, and then we put them into a wheel. And then we play one-stock games to determine who takes something out of the wheel to better our odds of getting the question that we want. And then after that, we spin the wheel, and then the randomly generated question gets presented to the guest, and we discuss based off that. And then at the end, there is a general question that's not thought of specifically for the guest, but are recurring questions that we could ask to anybody. And we don't have to play the one-stock match for that. And I will say that I have a lot of fun doing this. This week, we got to interview TSON, a former developer for both SSF2 and Fraymakers. If y'all don't know him, you should. You know, he's extremely influential towards the growth and development of SSF2 and Fraymakers. He was very involved in both, and I can't express how much the community owes it to him to hopefully check out his next project, you know, after SSF2 and Fraymakers in the future. But yeah, let's just get straight into it.
Put on one stock? Yeah, let me do that.
Alright.
Well,
So-
wait, the one stock character? Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, this is double blind, huh? Don't look at my screen share.
Oh,
If I hear the
yeah.
noise- If I hear the noise, I'll I'm definitely counterpicking. I'm definitely picking some bullshit. Alright. Let's go by the legal stages. Or we can go Galaxy Tours. We can Gentlemen in Galaxy Tours. Which one do you want?
No, I'm down with Galaxy Tours.
Alright, bet.
Yeah.
It's a good one stock character, man. No, my one stock.
I know.
But like,
I picked mine.
alright. I should definitely put. Oh man, it's been a while. Oh man, it feels so weird. And I'm on Wi-Fi, by the way. We're unplugged right now.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh shit, I'm also on Wi-Fi.
Oh man, this is about to be
Or,
crazy.
this
Yo,
is cooked.
this is about to be some like. Oh man. No, that's gotta be you. I've played you on Wi-Fi before.
Am I?
Oh, P2P connection? Let's go.
Nah.
No, and the counter pick.
Google.
Oh, this is so. No, not on P2P. This is bad content.
Hey.
Null and
Nope.
void. No. Stop reacting to my fucking tech rolls in.
Yo,
No, not in this connection.
we got 7 frames of input delay.
Oh
We're gonna
shit.
cook. Oh, no. Not in this bed. Oh, I just realized what Galaxy Tours opens up for me.
Hey,
I have to slide
no!
off.
Don't do it.
Sorry. It has to be done.
It's broken.
Alright. So since I won the match, let me
Let me actually put in my cable.
alright.
It's in. What?
Alright, so what I can do now is what is it? Table base. Alright, so because I won that match, in perfectly playable connection, by the way, what I can do is remove one topic.
It was okay connection.
One topic from the wheel, and then I can just spin the wheel. All right. So what do we get rid of? What's your favorite SSF2 patch? Oh, that's one of my questions. No, I'm not removing that. Man, Tillur, you had some good questions as well, man. It'd be a shame if one of them.
No.
There's definitely a question on here for sure.
That you don't want? That you don't want to ask?
No, it's all good.
Alright. I can assume what one of them, which one it is.
Bro, not you leaking your address though.
Yo,
With these
no. What is it? It's pretty outdated from when I was visiting. I'm not that up north. What is it? Favorite.
Yo, what is that? Is that a strudel? This is making me hungry.
No, that's crazy. Yo, Opera ad block is not good enough. So I'll tell you that right now. Alright, what do you think is the best design? These are like the questions I want to remove are my questions. Why the fuck do you ask
Yeah.
good questions?
Yeah.
I might have,
That's the hard part.
hey,
That's
TSON,
right.
slide me a 20 and
That's
get rid
right.
of this one.
No, I'll answer that one.
Alright. Let's get rid of favorite part. I mean, I feel like this one kind of overlaps with one of the other ones.
That was the one that we both decided on.
No. The one that we both decided on was favorite characters, I think.
No, I'm pretty sure we did this one.
Look at our DMs. You'll see.
Yeah, not the receipts.
Yeah, not for real.
Let me find right now.
Coolest dev team idea that never panned out. I think that is one question that I asked. It's not super strong.
Yeah. No, that was the one.
Been for the
I
first
looked at the receipts.
Alright.
That was the one that overlapped.
Yeah, we can remove after this one.
It's time to spin the wheel. Let's see what we get. Oh.
Oh.
Favorite part / experience being a McCloud gaming developer. Let's go. Alright.
That's an easy one. I really feel like the things that I remember the most and the most fun that I always had was every time we went to like live events. Because these are people that we like all grew up together, and just being able to fly from like across the country or like from other continents to like all meet up in a single place and like have like face-to-face time with like your best friends that you like grew up with. I don't really think there's anything much better than that. And we always got like so much work done. It was a lot of very like sleepless nights, absolutely exhausting to be honest, but like I don't know, it was fun. And then you get to like sit at the booth and meet people that like play the game and like are experiencing it for the first time, and you're getting like competitive feedback, you're getting like casual feedback. Kids are coming up with their moms and dads and playing it, and then you've got top players like HBox sitting down and just absolutely demolishing with their like fundamental knowledge of Smash. So definitely the live events for sure.
Which one of the like live events out of like SmashCon and Apex, like which year I think you could say it's your favorite?
Okay, so honestly, Apex 2014 was lit. If you don't have context on that, that was the year where the venue that the tournament was being held in was under construction, and so they were working on the parking garage, and then it just collapsed while everybody was like in the venue.
Oh wait, was that? I think that was 2015. Where
yeah, it might have been 2015.
Yeah.
But that year was crazy. It was like we were like at first told that we couldn't stream because Nintendo was like on them about it, and then we like poked and prodded a little bit more, only to find out that like that never actually really happened. They just didn't want us to like compete with the viewership of their actual stream.
So they were hating.
Yeah, I don't know exactly like what the backstory is, but like I know originally what they told us was like not what was actually going on, and like they were actually, I don't know if I should say this, but they were like actually low-key kind of cool with us streaming. They just didn't want us to be like too loud because Nintendo was there. But like, to be honest, I'm pretty sure like we ran around like printing out posters and like taping them to the walls in the hotel. And Nintendo had, I forget what game they had on display, but they had like Treehouse members there. And I remember going up to the Treehouse members like at their Pokemon display or Splatoon or whatever it was at that time, and like playing the game and like making eye contact with someone with my like McCloud Gaming like Super Smash Bros. 2 shirt on, and then I swear I saw one of the employees come over and play Smash Flash at Apex, and we were just like ducking into like anywhere possible and like streaming as long as we possibly could off of like my little hotspot that I had from Verizon when I worked at Verizon. Just wild, honestly. So much fun. So I live for like chaotic situations like that.
They don't know about T-Mobile TSON. They don't know about T-Mobile. I'll say that much.
Those days are gone, but
yeah,
money's gotta come in while you're working on the game.
Exactly. What's I think related to this, and also since it's like we have less questions, so I think it's fair to branch off of them. What's like an experience you think you're gonna take forward with you in terms of like developing games in the future? Like what in terms of like something that serves as like a learning experience, or just, you know, kind of a trial and error moment where you kind of figure out something for the future?
I mean, to be honest, I feel like the whole experience of being like a community manager and also being a developer was like very eye-opening. And like being able to like meet with top players and then like understand what they're really like trying to say underneath like the feedback, because like you're getting, you know, you have people that have like fully formed like this character needs exactly this in their kit, and then you get the same thing from someone else, and you have to like somehow make that into something cohesive that you can actually like do, because if you do all of the feedback, then you have like an OP character, or like an overtuned character. So I think just being able to like take feedback from people in the community and like take it seriously and really like go to bat for that internally, and like make the changes needed, is something that has helped a lot professionally. Like I'm still doing community management, and I think, you know, when you get out of the gaming space, I think, you know, online communities is kind of like like the opposite of an echo chamber. It's like you like scream out into the abyss and then like nobody's listening.
Yeah.
So I feel like my experience, like being a community manager in the gaming space, like I'll never work for a company that completely ignores customer feedback, which is almost all of them.
yeah, that's true. That's true. All right. I think we go on to the next question. That second question, I'm not gonna lie, like the follow-up I asked, definitely kind of job interview-ish. You know what I mean? Like what are you gonna take the experience? All right. We gotta man, you gotta rehost. That host fucked up. I don't know what it is, but you on that?
Hey, listen, man.
That Long Island Wi-Fi.
Dude, I was also on the connection that allows me to not P2P, but I'm plugged in now.
Okay.
So now it just cannot be my fault. My room's back up.
So you're expecting it to happen again, is what you're saying?
Nah.
Alright.
Honestly, I'm so glad that it actually works now, because I remember back in the day, like you were on auto, you see that pop up, it's like, all right, close the game.
Yeah, or even just like in 9B, you would play and you get one match and you're done. If you get the infinite room, you go crazy.
Bro, one every like 25 matches you'll ever join, but
yeah, no. They talk about peaks versus consistency, and it's like, man, you guys took that the infinite room just made it consistent. Which is honestly, I mean, obviously that's how it's supposed to work, but
what do you mean? You were
what's a stage you want to see?
Are you asking TSON?
Yeah.
Bro, what stages are in this game again?
All right.
Hold on, open.
Let me. Hold on.
It's been a minute.
I might bring out like somebody you don't want to see, Tillur, man.
I don't know what that means. You can see my screen?
Alright. Alright, there we go.
What if we do like, let's do Smashville, but if it's raining on your screen, no B button.
Oh yeah, so
what? No B button? That means I can't recover. And it might, because there's a thunderstorm going on.
Actually, I was gonna program it to like look up local weather, but then I was like, that's
It doesn't?
a little bit, so everybody stops picking it.
Oh, thank God. Oh, shit.
King of New York. A little backstory. So me and Tillur would play like best of threes in Fox Tails. After Tail got nerfed, like pretty bad. To see who the King of New York is, and the last time we played, my Tails definitely beat his Fox in that best of three. So I'm the King of New York, even though I don't live there.
Dang.
You just want that spot back, but I mean, just know this doesn't count for the King of New York rankings.
King of New York blessed me with his friends. I have to take it.
Bro, it doesn't count until the PR comes out.
Bye.
No, I'm loving.
Oh.
Oh, nah, I did it too low. Nah. Decent,
Holy.
nah.
Holy. Alright.
Alright.
I get my throne back.
Alleged desync. Anyways, yeah, you get your chance to, hold on, let me go to OBS and pull that up real quick. Alright. Alright. You get your chance to remove something.
Okay.
Alright, yeah. What do you want to remove? You could ask me to like
Oh, we have to remove the one that just got asked, right? Favorite part of being a dev?
Yeah,
what's the third
favorite
one? I'm pretty sure.
experience being a platform developer. And then man, you're really improving the odds right now. It's kind of messed up, honest. I feel like you should want to win the second one more than the first one if you get those odds. I mean, well,
that's why next one I'm winning both.
Oh, really now?
Winning both.
Oh, really?
I get to decide.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right, man. All right.
Let's get rid of. Man, I don't want to remove yours because then we would just all right, let's do. What is your favorite patch of SF2? Remove that one.
All right,
Let's work on why.
All right. Spin the wheel. 3 options. Okay, what do you think is the best designed platform fighter? All right. What do you think is the best designed platform fighter?
I mean, I'm gonna take off Fraymakers because I obviously worked on it.
I mean, you could say. I mean, I think like you could work on some, but like see something that somebody else made. But I think due to how recent Fraymakers is, if you saw something you liked from another platform fighter, you'd be like, okay, we should implement this. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But you could give like 2 answers.
I mean, I feel like the Fraymakers team is doing a really good job carrying the torch, and some of the early on decisions that we made are like I'm really proud of, and I think the game is going to be super fun once it's like available to a larger audience than just the testers. Really, just like the balance of offense and defense, I think makes for a more fun and more interesting and more intuitive game as long as it's tuned right. So excited for that for sure. I think like for platform fighters that are fully released, honestly, like hot take, probably Slap.
I can see it. I mean, I think a lot of people are giving Slap a chance now. It was due to a recent update. I forgot why, but I saw they sponsored an Armada video recently, and he's been making a lot of content after that. So I think he genuinely liked the game. There's also people that have played Slap before that are talking about it again. So there was probably an update recently. Now that I'm thinking about it, but a lot of people have been talking about it as of late.
Yeah, I think even when you look at like early stage Slap, if you watch competitive matches, it's always been, I think, like really fun and exciting to watch. And like, you know, there's a lot of platform fighters that have been released recently that are not either fun to watch or fun to play. And I think Slap actually like achieves both of those and manages to have like a serious actual personality. It's not, you can tell they're not just like, okay, let's make Smash, but like let's make our own characters. Like it has a sense of identity, and like people are like expressive in the way that they play, and the kits are very tuned. There aren't characters that have like similar tools. So I definitely think Slap does a great job there. And like, of course, another cop-out answer is probably Rivals. I didn't want to say Rivals, but like we all knew Rivals was the real answer.
Yeah, like Rivals, it's like, for me, honestly, I have like personal things that I don't like about Rivals, but I think overall, like, if you're just looking for a platform fighter, especially like, for me, when I like try to evaluate how well designed something is, it's like how like, I don't know, maybe cohesive is it, rather than like how much does it appeal to me personally. I think if the same person can like most of the mechanics, you can do like a real reason as opposed to just like superficial reasons for liking like one thing but not another. If you can like most of the game, and it makes sense, you know, from one point to another, then I think that's a well-designed game. You know what I mean? Like a game, like you can't design something without flaws. Like you have to kind of pick the flaws that you're okay with in your game, making a decision. You can't like there's no cop out of like, okay, I want this to have like extremely long combos, but not punish new players for making mistakes against like high level players, right? I want the game to like have like smash ultimate kill power, but the survivability of melee, it doesn't really like line up if you try to make a game that's just perfect in every regard. Like that's not really possible. And also, I think what you said about Slap is like it's pretty accurate. And also, I think the main thing about that like was that it just reminded me of SSF2 a little bit, like older SSF2. Not to say newer SSF2 is like terrible or anything, but I think older SSF2 patches had like a higher ceiling in terms of character strength. So it was very appealing for spectators because you'd get like one neutral interaction and then just punished to like 80% or more. And it's really like there's a lot of hype watching that. I think if you watch like even last year's FPS Grand Finals, like Zaire versus Prol, if you watch that same match, if they play the same characters in this patch, it would probably be less hype. Even though I think both the players are so good at frame trapping and punishing off non-guaranteed situations that I think they would still have an exciting punish game. And I commentated one of their sets earlier this year, so like, I mean, I know that it's still fun to watch, but I think there's a higher level of entertainment, or like it's more engaging to watch them play in older patches because of that, and it applies kind of generally, not just them. Yeah.
I definitely think like Slap was made from like designers that have a very similar mentality to myself. Like some of you may know, like I founded Brawl Minus, co-founded I should say. Shout outs to BPC if he's watching. But yeah, Brawl Minus was like power creep the game. Like we literally were like, how can we make this not like what everybody else is making, because everybody's obsessed with making Brawl into Melee. How do we just make something silly and fun to watch, fun to play, and not frustrating when you get hit and you have to like put your controller down. So we like buffed DI and just made characters like as ridiculous as we possibly could. And I think Slap comes from that same kind of mentality of like, hey, everybody's making platform fighters for the competitive community. How do we make it like a little bit more casual, but like still make it really interesting at a high level? And I feel like that's just not a space that a lot of people are kind of playing in right now. And there's even maybe a level of that in Fraymakers too. You see us deliberately make defensive options like a little bit worse, just to encourage like, again, like the watchability. Nobody wants to play a game where like half the game is just people sitting in shield waiting to up B out of it. Like
yeah. And I think what I was gonna say is I think people are also afraid to make like, I guess like the overall ceiling for characters or the power level of characters like super high on average, because they don't want people to get discouraged, or like they don't want people to get hit by some bullshit, right? And then just think that the game is like, there are situations of the game that they either can't understand or don't know how to deal with or don't like dealing with. But my issue with that is that when you nerf, like when you slowly take away tools from characters because in a vacuum they're overpowered, they lack the ability to deal with other characters that are either on the same level or like slightly below, and then you just end up keep having to do that. You keep having to I'm trying to find a way to like re-edit this in post that doesn't have that stutter. Yeah, but you end up having to do that shit over and over and over again, basically, until the overall power level of the game is just like really low. It feels like, which is what I don't like about games that just keep repeatedly nerfing characters that don't like specifically do it from like a design point of view and just do it from like a character strength point of view. But yeah, I like that about games like older patches like SSF2 and Slap City, where you can just extend your punish and get rewarded for it, and it has a lot of spectator value and everything. So any thoughts?
I don't know many other platform fighters. The only ones I know is like Rivals, and I guess Fraymakers, because I do play a little bit of it. But about Slap City is, if it creates something unique, it's something that you like, then I can see why you would like say that this is a game that I think is really well designed. So not much to add. But do agree.
Alright, what was I gonna say? And then we can go on to our final wheel pick. This time, we're not playing because, it's not either of our individual questions. These are just our general questions that we would ask if anybody was on the show, right? Before, those questions were like just TSON, just for TSON, we'll come up with some. But this time, kind of a general question, general discussion. We'll see what we end up landing on.
That's wild that the two questions that were like a little harder we didn't get.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. This is funny because I get to bring up the fact that you helped make an SSF2 mod. Yeah, TSON, why don't you tell them about that?
So back in the day, we may or may not have had a problem with some leaks. And I may or may not have had to do a covert operation where I pretended to be someone else. And I remember my username being really obvious, but I can't remember exactly what it was.
It definitely had a lot of the characters. Like basically every single letter that's in TSON is also in that word.
Yeah, and they're like
it's like transmission or something like that.
Transmission, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh man, how did no one clock that? That's crazy. But yeah, I decided to go covert in the modding community as transmission, which is basically TSON. And I just had a breadth of knowledge about the game for some reason, and just popped out of the gate helping people make mods. As I was investigating and trying to figure out where the leaks were being distributed from, because there was a zipped up SSF2 beta that was circulating, and like people were making mods based off of the unreleased characters, which we had worked on blood, sweat, and tears for like 3 years or something crazy. And so I just wanted to figure out exactly who it was, and that actually ended up leading to the mass bans, which was definitely a bit of a controversial time in SSF2 history. But realistically speaking, we didn't really have we don't want to do legal stuff. Our only leverage is hey, maybe we'll make it a little bit harder for you to play the game, to show you hey, we're not really messing around. You're demotivating the people that are working on the game, and we want to make sure that this is finished. And if we keep dealing with leaks, because we had I think 4 major leaks by then, if we keep dealing with leaks, the game will never come out and the game will never progress. And so and basically an effort to make sure that the devs were motivated enough to work and finish and weren't having to squash these random leaks, I went covert. Worked on a Brawl Minus version of Pichu, and then I actually distributed it, I think under my TSON account after the bans happened. I was just hey, if you want to make content with the Brawl Minus Pichu that I made, here you go. So
I know
technically, mods.
You have one of the most popular SF2 mods, 9B mods especially, was Knuckles, and you programmed the glide. I think you wrote the script for the glide for Knuckles, which I think is hilarious. Now you're just a part of modding history under a different alias, I guess. Yeah. You're leaking SF2, man. Shame on you. Oh man.
I'm gonna say
what's up?
Objectively speaking, that was already a very impressive mod, even with that script, and that script was real basic. So
yeah.
How did other devs feel about you, creating your you ended up creating your own mod for Pichu? How'd they feel about that?
I don't know that they know.
Nice reveal.
So surprise!
Investigative stuff here at the Old Man and the Tea. That's a good name, right?
Yeah, we knew. I have a modding background. That's how I got into Smash Flash to begin with. So it shouldn't come as a surprise that I'll jump in and make a mod or two low key.
So what's your favorite SF2 mod that you've seen? I'm gonna say for this one you can't pick your own shit. For this one you can't pick your own shit.
So I really thought Knuckles was very impressive. I really like the ones where, I have like a very meticulous eye for detail, I think, when it comes to how characters operate in SF2 because I've been working on them for so long.
Yeah.
And so some of the things that I look for are like things being aligned perfectly, like the character not teleporting around, make sure that the feet are aligned, and like just like I don't design characters that have moves that are completely useless. And like I don't know, the most fine-tuned mod I've probably seen so far, and like feel free to send or tag me like in whatever Discord server you might be in, because I have no idea what's going on in the modding community now, but probably Knuckles. I think that aside, there is a modder in particular that has done like 3D stages. His name is like, what's his name?
Is it Lex? Or no, it's somebody. But I could, funny enough, I could find it on my phone right now because I'm my friend Peaceful Pro, who made the multi-keyboard mod for SF2, was bringing that mod up, like the 3D stuff. And I'm probably in a server with that person, so just give me a second. But all right. See if we can.
It's Lexter. Yep.
Oh, is it Lexter? Okay, yeah. I've actually had a chance to talk with Lex sometime this year because he was working on like a 90 online thing. I think he stopped. So hopefully nobody sees that and gets excited for those like 2 words that I just put together. But yeah, but either way, yeah, no, he's super talented. I know he's like friends with people, so I kind of know him through that. But yeah, no, he's great. The 3D shit looks crazy. I wonder if I could pull that up and get on the first one and just drag it over. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they would be interested to see it, but I don't know. Not a lot of mods really make me like jaw agape, but that one in particular, I was just like, wow. Like I never would have thought in a million years. So. Oh, I probably have another one too. What? Somebody made a Goku that has like every single form from the anime, and like the effects are insane.
Yeah, no, I gotta put these in the post. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, no, some of the shit is crazy. I remember like working on 0 and 9B and just learning how to script stuff better, and I'm just like, and now that we have even better tools, I think people are just gonna keep making crazier and crazier shit. I personally know about one that's being worked on by somebody in the community that I think will absolutely change the community forever next year. Hopefully, it'll come out by then. But I think it'll be really cool when it comes out. You will see it for sure. You'll see it for sure.
If it's 9B online, don't show it to me.
No, it's not.
Just keep that away.
It's not 9B.
It's not 9B online.
Yeah, but
get that out of my face.
If it doesn't have sandbag in it, you don't want it.
You know, that's my son. We've been new.
Yeah. We know about sandbag. We know about that.
Yeah.
You're talking to the two
many lives.
You're talking to the 2 people that hate playing against sandbag the most.
So, my whole thing with sandbag is like when I made this character, I was like, this character is really good, and no one's gonna believe it. Lo and fucking behold.
I've been gaslit into believing that character is not good for years. I lost to Marvin Sandbag, the second term of the beta. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, shit, I got matchup checked, right? But I held that belief for so long. And like a couple of years ago, I bring up like, this character's kind of crazy. Like he has like frame 3 sword normals and shit. And then years later, now that we got like Nia and JMI and stuff, people are like kind of seeing the light a little bit more. And now every top player just thinks that Sandbag's like high tier-ish. And then everybody else who like doesn't play super often or isn't as involved in the competitive scene just thinks they're crazy. So eventually I think everybody will be on the same page. But for now, at least I got a couple other crazies with me. You know what I mean? I'm not the only one anymore.
Show them Craft's combo video and they'll understand. I swear, like Sandbag is probably the most fun character to watch in SSF2.
Oh yeah.
Like at this point, I've seen way too much Fox. I've seen way too much Captain Falcon. Like you could do the sickest shit ever, and I'll just be like, okay.
Have you seen Astro's small video? Her Falcon crazy.
I think so.
Okay,
I think so. I definitely feel like Jamie is probably still my favorite Falcon to watch, like by far. I know he doesn't even play anymore, but like, just
he does. He's just like not like super often though, but like he plays in like EU tournaments sometimes.
good. Yeah, I don't know. He's just got a very expressive Falcon. Like you know, Jamie's playing when you watch.
Yeah, I think that's all the questions we have for you today. Is there anything you'd like to say? Anything you'd like to bring up in terms of your own creations? What are you working on in the future or anything like that?
Nothing to plug yet. Hopefully at some point I have like some other game to plug. But I think we're a ways out from that. Check out Fraymakers. It's got a lot of my DNA in it. That sounds really bad.
Yeah, we know
check out
what you mean.
Fraymakers. What's up?
I said we know what you mean. You did.
Or maybe they don't.
Okay.
No, but yeah, check out Fraymakers. I think the team is doing a really great job with that, and like that is the first for-profit game that I've ever worked on, and you know it will always hold a super special place in my heart. And yeah, I'm super excited for it to come out and for everybody to play it and experience it for the first time. If you're not part of the tester program and haven't done Parsec, it's really fun to watch, and I can't wait for like the next generation of content creators to join Monty and make all sorts of crazy mods and videos and whatnot. And if you ever want to catch me somewhere, feel free to pop into the McLeod Gaming Discord. I'll help you make custom content, and I will be really awful and terrible at the game because I don't have time to play games anymore.
That's a developer kind. But yeah.